Next, we're going to continue with the axial skeleton, and we're going to go over what we call the thoracic cage. The thoracic cage includes the ribs, the costal cartilages, and the sternum. Okay. So for the ribs, the only thing that you need to know is what type of rib. The question that I'll ask, because I'm not just going to put a sticker on and just say, tell me what this is. I'm going to assume you know what a rib is. But what I do want you to know is I'm going to ask, what type of rib is this? So there's 3 types of ribs. So the first rib is kind of hiding, so don't forget about this first rib here. Okay, it's kind of hiding back here. We have 12 ribs. Okay, some people have one more or one less. It's not completely uncommon. So, but in our models, we've got 12 sets, okay, 12 on each side, and they're numbered like the vertebrae. They start with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So the first 7 ribs, this would be a rib, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The first 7 ribs, if you look closely, those ribs connect directly to the sternum via their costal cartilages. Okay. So because these top 7 attach directly to the sternum, we call them true ribs. True ribs. These bottom 3 ribs, so this one, and this one. So ribs number 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 8, 9, and 10. If you look closely, you'll notice they indirectly, okay, their costal cartilages have to merge with the cartilage above it in order to reach the sternum. We consider this configuration to be an indirect connection. Okay, an indirect connection to the sternum. So for that reason, ribs number 8, 9, and 10 are considered false ribs. False ribs. And the last type of rib we have are floating ribs. So ribs number 11, so here's the end here, 11 and 12. Here's the end. You'll notice number 11 and 12 do not articulate at all with the sternum. Hence, they're floating ribs. Okay. Do not articulate at all with the sternum, so we consider those floating ribs. This is the sternum, and these are costal cartilages. Costal cartilages. Or you could just put costal cartilage, is fine too. Costal means of the ribs. So this is the sternum. The sternum has a few things that you need to know. All right. I kind of think of the sternum, I think of like the Leave It to Beaver, the 1950s stereotypical man coming home from work in his suit and tie and really stuffy, and I think of him as being stern, a stern father, right? Because if you look at it, it looks like a tie. So it kind of helps. So the sternum. Now the top knot, if you will, of the tie is called the manubrium. The manubrium. This portion is called the body of the sternum. And just the tip here is the xiphoid process of the sternum.